Hello everyone, myself Forum Mahwana, Assistant Professor of EC Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the session of Satellite Communication. In the last session we have finished unit number 9, that is Satellite Access. In today's session we are going to start unit number 10, that is a direct broadcast satellite television and radio. So, in today's session we will cover the basic introduction of DBS, what are the components involved in DBS system, advantages, future directions, and the conclusion. Now, what do you mean by direct broadcast satellite TV receiver? First of all, as you know, the DBS stands for direct broadcast satellite, in which it delivers a TV program to all over the world, right? So, the signal used by that broadcast TV satellites, which are typically digitally compressed, right? Because analog signal cannot be stored. That's why we are able to transmit a digital data, because it can be a more efficient as well as we are able to store it. Alright? Apart from that, the provider selects a program and broadcast particular program channel to the subscriber in terms of packages, right? So, this DBS technology, which enables our consumer to receive a modulated TV signals directly from the satellite. That means a subscriber will only receive the signal which was the modulated TV signal at his or her home, right, with the help of directly broadcasted from the satellite. Now, how this direct broadcasting will be done? So, the end user will receive the data at higher frequency. We know that satellite communication uses a microwave band. Earlier it was a C band, but nowadays in satellite communication Ku band and Ka band is used, right? So it has a higher frequency in terms of gigahertz, right? So the end user will receive the data from the higher frequency satellite. Typically it's in a geosynchronous orbit, right? This diagram shows this one is my transmitter, this is a satellite in geo orbit, and this is a receiver at consumer end, right? So this DBS broadcasting system will going to transmit the signal to the satellite, right? And that satellite will receive the signal, it will amplify it and retransmit back to this consumer earth station, right? Or you can say consumer TV station, alright? So, the signal which is received from the satellite to the consumer end is called the downlink signal, right? And the signal which is going to be transmitted from the DBS system to the satellite is called the uplink signal. See, both the frequencies, uplink and downlink frequency, both are different, and uplink is higher than the downlink frequency in the satellite communication. Alright? Now, why we are going to use this geostationary Earth orbit? In the unit number 3, we have seen that a geostationary means what? From the Earth, we are able to see the satellite in the stationary position. Why? Because a satellite is moving with the same rotational speed of the Earth, right? So, the geo satellite is used for the Earth mapping. Apart from that, for geo satellite, there are total 3 conditions, right, that it has to fulfill. The first condition is the inclination angle must be 0. Orbit must be circular, and Third is the velocity of the geo satellite should be the same as the rotational speed of the earth, right? That's why we are going to use a geo, because it is used for the earth mapping, right? Second, the high power of transmission from this satellite, which allows the user's receiver to have a very small size, because at the user side the antenna aperture is very small, right? Antenna diameter is very small. That's why we need to transmit the high power. So by using this video compression technique and the encoding technique in the transmission side, we are able to transmit the hundreds of channels in terms of broadcasting manner, right, over the entire bandwidth. Because as the numbers of users are going to be increased, apart from that numbers of channels are going to be increased, but we have a limited bandwidth. So what we are going to do is, we are just simply compress that digital signal, or you can say video and audio both, right, to transmit a more amount of data to the available bandwidth. Alright. So this digital DBS TV receiver means what? So the DBS system which used in the satellite in the geostationary orbit, which is used to transmit the signal which was transmitted from the Earth station, right, which is located onto the surface of Earth. So what is the function of the transponder, or I can say the satellite? It will receive the signal from the uplink transmitter, it will amplify it, and it retransmit back to the user's end, Earth station. Alright. So which frequency band is going to be used? So satellite mostly use the signal of the frequency having a 17.3 to 17.8 gigahertz for uplink, which was a uplink band, and which is going to be transmitted back down to the downlink, which is having a frequency band of 12.2 to 12.7 gigahertz, right? So this is about the DBS transmitter. So what about the receiver? So components which are involved in DBS are, first, that is programming source. Second, the DBS provider, or you can say DBS provider broadcast center, which is going to receive the signal from the satellite which was earlier transmitted, right? And that DBS provider broadcaster is going to transmit a specific set of the channel to the satellite, and at the user side the dish antenna is mounted on the terrace, right? So at the user end, whatever the package has bought for that particular user is going to be received at that particular home, alright, with the help of this antenna which is mounted onto the terrace, alright. So for the uplink, what we are going to do is, the source material, or we can say our video or audio, which are going to be delivered for the uplink, right? Then the source materials are input to the video and audio compressor. Why? Because we have a limited bandwidth, and what we are going to do is, we are simply compress the audio and video with the help of audio compressor at the transmitting side, right? And then that signal is going to be transmitted. So the outputs of the compressors are packetized elementary streams which are input to the multiplexer, as the numbers of signals are going to be multiplexed over the limited bandwidth. So that signal is going to be applied to the input of multiplexer. So these numbers of separate services are time division multiplexed into a single bit stream, right? So if we need to do the error correction, so this forward error correction is going to be applied to the bit stream of the multiplexer, and that final bit stream is going to be input to the for modulation, right? Why we have used QPSK? Because it is more efficient. Apart from that, the signal is in the form of digital, alright, and that bit stream that is going to be converted to the specific frequency for the transponder. Typically it is 17.3 or you can say 17.8 gigahertz, and that signal is going to be amplified and which was transmitted to the satellite. Alright, why we are going to amplify that signal, transmitted signal? The reason is that signal has to travel a different layers of atmosphere, and if it is going to be absorbed in this atmosphere, then my signal will not reach to the satellite. Alright, that's why we need to use a high power amplifier at the transmitting side. Alright. Now the analysis of DBS operation. We can say over here that this is my DBS satellite. This whole system is for receiver and this whole system is for transmitter. Now my signal can be in the form of audio, video. So what we are going to do is we are going to transmit. Before we need to do the compression. Alright. So on the ground base we are going to use the optical fiber cable from the analog satellite backhaul, right? So connection equipment which is required, connecting wire which is required between my transmitting equipment to the transmitting antenna is the optical fiber cable. That the advantages that we have already discussed in semester 6 in the subject of optical communication, right? That signal is going to be multiplexed and compressed with the help of compressor and multiplexer. Apart from that, that signal is going to be applied to the high power amplifier following by the up converter. Why we need to use up converter? Because we are going to increase the frequency, and up converter means we are going to use ultimately a mixture, because we know that the application of mixture is it can be used to uplink or against up conversion or the down conversion. Up conversion means it will going to increase the frequency, and down conversion means it will going to decrease the frequency, right? So the high power amplifier is used to amplify my transmitted signal, and that signal is going to be transmitted with the help of earth station transmitter, which is having a specific frequency of 17.3 to 17.8 gigahertz. Alright, and that signal is going to be received by this DBS satellite, right? And that satellite will amplify that signal. Apart from that, it will also down convert that frequency. So how much down conversion is there? The uplink frequency was 17.3 to 17.8 gigahertz, and downlink is 12.2 to 12.7 gigahertz, right? So at the receiving side, my receiving antenna will receive the signal of this frequency. Alright, but the first block of a receiver is a low noise block, or you can say low noise amplifier. It is the compulsory or first block in any receiver system. Alright, and at the receiving side, antenna is there. The dish antenna will receive the signal at the user end, and on TV it can be displayed audio and video with the help of coaxial cable, which is connected between our set-top box and the transmitting receiving antenna. Alright, or you can say dish antenna. Now what is the function of transponder? As I have told you earlier, that transponder will receive the signal from the transmitter, amplify it, and retransmit back to the receiving earth station, right? So over here, this is the block diagram of transponder, in which the input frequency is 17.3 to 17.8 gigahertz. That particular band is going to be passed through the band pass filter. Why? because the antenna is not that much sensitive to receive only specific frequency band. It receives all the signal of frequency, right? So we are going to pass that frequency from this band pass filter because we need only a specific band. The rest of the frequencies are going to be nullified, right? That signal is going to be applied to the mixture. Why mixture over here? The reason is we are going to down convert that particular frequency. As I have told you, mixture is used for a down conversion, right? So mixture is followed by the local oscillator which has a specific frequency of 5.1 gigahertz. So after that, the frequency which is generated resulted from the mixture is called the intermediate frequency, which is subtraction of RF and LO, right? Then it is going to be transmitted through the high power amplifier because we are going to again transmit back through the downlink receiver, right? So that frequency is around 12.2 to 12.7 gigahertz. Alright, so this is the function of transponder which I have already explained. Now about downlink. Now we know that in downlink the first task is we are going to use the low noise block. Second, the tuner. Why tuner is there? Because we are going to select the transponder, right? Demodulation. As the modulation is done at the transmitting side, so demodulation is done at the receiving side. Error correction is also done at the receiving side because we are going to remove that concatenated FEC because the forward error correction was done at the transmitting side, right? Demultiplexer, as we have used the multiplexer at the transmitting side, now we are going to demultiplex that all the programming channel with the help of demux, which extracts the selected services from the overall TDM bit stream, right? Now buffer. What is the function of buffer? It is a small storage of DMUX between demultiplexer and decompression engines, which is a temporary storage of our demultiplexed bit, demultiplexed bytes. Decompression engine, that means it is nothing but a decompressor of audio and video. Now, for the downlink, as I have told you, this is for the uplink facility and this is for the downlink facility. And this downlink, ultimately our receiving antenna, dish antenna is located at the user end. So we need to use a lower frequency. That means a frequency which is lower compared to the uplink frequency, low noise block, and secondly, we need to use the coaxial cable between our dish antenna and our TV system for the connection. Alright. So this is the diagram for the downlink. This is the diagram for the uplink. I have explained you both uplink and downlink at the same time, in the previous slide. Now, what are the applications? As its name suggests, it is used for subscription-based TV, pay per view, then public service channel rebroadcast, digital video recorder, and in SDTV. Alright, it means a high definition televisions. Alright. So what are the advantages of this DBS service? The advantage first is We are able to provide more choices, more channels. It can be available over a rural area. It is reliable service, and we are able to transmit a digital signal, digital picture or digital sound, right? And it can also provide the interactive channel guides. So what are the future directions in DBS? It provides advances in the video and audio encoding techniques, provides advances in the modulation and the error correction technique, advances in the consumer electronics and in the satellite platforms. So over here, unit number 10 is finished of satellite communication. But still, if you have any doubt, you can ask me at any time on my email ID. Right? So over here, we have finished a 90% syllabus of satellite communication. Alright? But still, if you have any doubt, you can ask me at any time. Till then, thank you for your attention.